Hello, first grade families. I hope everyone is staying safe and healthy and getting through this as best as you can. This is a little video to introduce you to the family activity that you'll be completing today. So for this year, the students have been learning about our matriarchs and patriarchs, and we are right now moving on to learning about Joseph. You can remind your children that Joseph is the child of Jacob and Rachel. We learned about Jacob and Rachel a few weeks ago, and it might spark their memory if you say something like Jacob was the one who was tricked into marrying the wrong woman. We talked about that a little bit, and so that might spark their memory a bit. And so for this family activity, you're going to start out with a little kind of discussion. So it's best if both the parent and the child can close their eyes and think about a time when you were angry or jealous of someone. And then after you kind of spend time with your eyes closed, thinking about it, talk together about how did you react in that moment? How did it make you feel? And think particularly about what could you have done to maybe make this a little bit of a better situation. And next, you're going to kind of segue into reading a story together about Joseph. The students haven't learned anything about Joseph, so this will all be new to them. In particular, encourage your child during this time to keep in mind how jealousy and anger impacted the story of Joseph and his brothers, and think about how maybe Joseph or his brothers could have acted differently to make a better ending at the end of the story. Some of these words might be a little difficult for some of the children to read, so you'll just have to, figure out in your own capacity if you want to read it to your child, if you want to take turns reading, whatever works best for you guys. Next, we're going to do like a kind of a brief discussion together about how the story of Joseph and his brothers kind of teaches us what not to do when it comes to getting along with our families. And talk together a little bit about ways that you can all be kind to each other and show appreciation for each other. Particularly now with everything going on, I imagine you guys are spending a lot of time together, and that can be really hard for a lot of families to just be kind of cooped up in the house. And so take some time to think about different ways that you can, make sure to stay nice to each other. And from this all kind of relates to this value of shalom bayit, which means peace in the home. We very briefly at the beginning of the year talked about this with the students, but I don't think that they might not recall it from them. So just explain to them that shalom bayit means, literally translates as peace in the house, but it means kind of harmony among the family, making sure that everyone is getting along together. And, from this, what you're going to do is the activity portion. You'll need a jar or a bowl, some kind of slips of paper or a popsicle stick, and just some markers, crayons, pencils, whatever you have something to write with, and come up with different activities that you guys can do that kind of show everyone being kind to each other. So it can be things like draw a picture together, take a walk together, whatever it is. And you can put all these little slips of paper, the ideas on the popsicle sticks, in a jar, and then pull them together. Whenever things are getting maybe a little bit tense, you can pull these ideas out and use that as a way to kind of take a beat. So the lesson plan, I think Rabbi Kiara has sent all of you, so that's attached. And just email me if you guys have any questions or anything about it. Again, I hope everyone's staying safe and healthy and is doing okay with everything happening.